Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is day 3 of reading the internet to you. So here we are. It's Monday, October 17th, and we're going to jump in and see what's going on Reddit right now. All right, so according to Washington Post, the number of men under 30 who never have sex has tripled in the last 10 years. That is an astonishing statistic. Are you sure? According to the Washington Post, the number of men under 30 who never have sex, who have never had sex or don't have sex. Okay, wait, let's open this up. Let's see. Okay. The tweet misquoted the article. It is actually that the percentage of men who say they have not had sex within the last year has tripled, which is very different than never having sex. Okay. All right. So the percentage of men who say they have not had sex in the last year has tripled. That's a much better stat. I was over here looking up the changes to the number of men under 30 in the last decade, regardless of sexual experience. Let's see. In fairness, the tweet does say the number who never have sex and not the number who have never had sex. If I hadn't been I can't read anymore. If I hadn't had a beer in a year, I think it would be legit to say I never drink. This just made me think about how Wow, I really can't read today. All right, let's try this again. Let me highlight it. That might make it easier. This just made me think about how the only time you hear people talk about specifically how long it's been is people who are recovering alcoholics. That, while sex addiction is very much a thing, it would be very weird to hear someone say, "Hello, I am Ellen Viber, and it's been 8 months and 13 days since I last had sex, and I'm still working my hardest to live one day at a time." One of those stories is inspiring because of someone trying to persevere. Okay. Whew. One of those stories is inspiring because someone trying to persevere against crushing problems. The other is someone counting the days since they last had sex, even if it was ruining their life, and the road to recovery is a very real thing to them. It just seems weird to apply 12-step recovery to sex addiction. I know this doesn't really tie to the discussion. I just wanted to share what you made me think about. All right, I was wondering, I was reading this, I'm like, how does this work? Okay, edit. Okay, so this post got way more attention than I thought or intended. A lot of people saying similar things. People saying it is like alcoholism. It isn't. And asking for explanations of why my opinion is so. I was just spitballing a random thought process out for fun. But I am going to copy-paste a reply to the first person to reply to my post explaining my thought process more. I am not a doctor, psychologist, or literally any other profession that has any right to speak on this with any level of authority. I am a 34-year-old high school dropout with epilepsy who used to love doing just about any drug I could get my hands on. Fuck meth, heroin, and crack. Never touch the stuff. So keep that in mind, please. I'm just a random asshole sharing some thoughts that I'm happy to be educated on or explained how I'm thinking about it all wrong. So here comes the copy-paste. Okay. Well, I guess part of it is from my own history of battling a few addictions. Alcohol is a son of a bitch to handle responsibly once you start slipping down that slope. Where I guess I personally see sex addiction more akin to my quote-unquote addiction, LSD. I haven't tripped in, it has to be at least 8 years, but I think about it every day. Fuck thinking about it. I have an unquenchable hunger for it that I cannot satiate. It's the most fulfilled and happiest state I have ever had the pleasure of experiencing. It's stuck with me every single day since I did it the first time 15 years ago. But I stopped messing around with it because I could tell I was making mistakes and hanging out with the wrong crew to keep my connections open. The thing is that LSD addiction is completely inside my head and totally a mental addiction. To the best of my understanding, there is no physical addiction like alcohol and nicotine. LSD just fills a place in my mind and soul that nothing else has come close to matching, which is different than how alcohol and nicotine operates on a biological, physical level. I won't say I understand how alcoholism is supposedly an actual disease. In the same realm, I have read time and again that sex addiction is not a physical disease style addiction. Hell, I have people telling me in replies that the worldwide medical community is still in disagreement about if sex addiction is actually an addiction or just a compulsion. You are not going to go into DT withdrawals from not having sex. Not having sex has no physical dangers associated with it, even if you're used to having sex every day. I see it in the same way. Wait, hold on. Stop right there. I'm not going to name names or anything. But if a certain somebody that I know doesn't have sex with at least himself every day, he will go crazy. And he could I could see him becoming violent. Maybe not violent, but very irritable and crabby. And again, I'm not naming names, but if he didn't have sex at least with himself every single day, I think he might be a really bad person. Okay, back to this post. Okay, not having sex has no physical dangers associated with it, even if you're used to having sex every day. I see it the same way as me going from taking acid multiple times a week to going straight cold turkey for the better part of a decade came with no physical withdrawal symptoms. I just miss it. Plus, from what I've read about sex addiction over the years, lines up with it being a mental compulsion and akin to my love of acid, because the only systems at play are a mental one, and just some soul searching and a series of personal checks and balances is all that's needed to keep it in line. If I haven't made it clear enough, I fucking love acid. Oh my God. But when I was diagnosed with epilepsy almost 5 years ago, and subsequent testing revealed I had been suffering from seizures most of my life, which may have something to do with my enjoyment of a greatly altered state of perception, I decided that it would be the best for my neurological health if I abstained from substances that alter my brain chemistry that greatly. As my neurologist doesn't believe my acid use caused or exacerbated my epilepsy, but not doing it couldn't be as bad since the chances of high stress and anxiety on acid is very possible. And since those are seizure triggers for me, avoiding them is always going to be good. With no physical mechanics for the addiction in place, it just took pure willpower and nothing more than telling someone offering me some no by myself to stop doing it. Unless a sex addict has a brain tumor or something fucking with their brain, it is about as easy to abstain from sex. Drugs and alcohol cold turkey can be physically dangerous and needs a support system most of the time to help you actually reach your goal. You can carry the same logic into relapse. Plus, generally speaking, have to work much harder to have sex than it takes to go to the store and buy a case of beer. As well as part of sex addiction, in no small part is being addicted to the sensation of having an orgasm, something everyone is capable of doing by themselves. It just seems to me like different physical mechanisms are at play with chemical addictions that make them different. I hope that explains my thought process a bit and wasn't too rambly. Okay. Okay. In SLAA, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. Love addict? I'm definitely a love addict. Oh my God. Okay. Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, you set bottom lines, behaviors which you count as acting out. And then you often will do a day count on abstaining from those. For many men, this includes masturbation. For many women, this includes using social media to stalk someone. Oh my God. Using social media to stalk someone they have a romantic obsession with. Oh. It has been 3 days and 2 hours since I looked at so-and-so's Facebook. Oh, no. Okay, I need a break to drink some tea because this is too much. Okay. All right. A guy I'm friends with currently has a bottom line of no conversations with women about sex. Another can't use dating apps. In sex and love addiction, there are a wide variety of ways you can compulsively use sex, love, or the absolute exclusions of both or either from your life as an escape hatch from the reality and as an escape hatch from reality and uncomfortable feelings. Okay. Yeah, so when you're using sex and love as an escape from reality and uncomfortable feelings, and you become addicted to it because you're really escaping something else, I could see that as being unhealthy. Many of the people in SLAA are also alcoholics, have eating disorders, problems with under-earning and debt. Under-earning. Does that mean not making enough money? Problems with under-earning and debt. And it's actually kind of stunning how similar these addictions are. A sex love addict or sex love anorexic, that's a whole new thing I've never even thought about. That's a whole new thing. This is a brand new sentence for me. A sex love addict or sex love anorexic will often have much in common with a food overeater or food anorexic. You could use their descriptions of their battles interchangeably. Sorry if the rant is unasked for. You just seemed curious, and I know entirely too much about SLAA right now. This is one of the most enlightening Reddit posts. The comment section, I mean. The comment section, let's see. I don't think it's a bad thing to know entirely too much about SLAA. It changed my life. That's very interesting. My 20-year-old self would have greatly benefited from something like that, though I feel it would have required some kind of intervention first. Let's see. Yeah, that tracks. Behavioral addictions are strongly thought to come from a common cause. We even have a chemical model for the behavior. There's a Parkinson's medication called Mirapex that has been shown to cause compulsive gambling, sex, shopping, spending, hoarding, binge eating, and just about every other addictive behavior you can think of. My dad has been on it since I was fairly young for his young onset Parkinson's disease, or PD, and has just about the strongest video game addiction I've ever seen in anyone. Among other behavioral addictions, his MMO habit took him away from me and reduced his ability to be an effective parent more than the Parkinson's disease ever did. So the medication for his Parkinson's made him more debilitated than Parkinson's. Oh, I have a Reddit addiction. That's how this whole thing happened. Okay, I'm closing this. This got too real for me. I don't want to give up Reddit. Does that mean I have to become a Reddit anorexic? No. Moving on. Oh no! We just looked at this yesterday. Iranian female rock climber Elnaz Rakabi goes missing. So this is the woman who went to a big competition. I forget which competition it was. I should look it up. It's probably in the article. But she went to this competition, competed on a world stage at a very high level. She's one of the best rock climbers in the world, and she did it without her hijab. And she did it, and she made a big statement and an act of defiance for the women of Iran. And that was just yesterday, I think. And now she's gone missing today. Iran Wire is saying that she is on a plane back to Iran and will be sent to Evin prison. Yo, fuck Iran. We should expel their ambassador. Turn their embassy into a library. Nah, make it a strip club. We could do both. I've never heard of a library strip club hybrid. It sounds like a hit. I'm not sure Iranians would be offended by that. It's more about control. They don't want their women showing their hair, face, whatever, but you better believe those princes don't have that rule when they're feeling it. These laws are designed to keep women as objects under the control of men. Let's see. The same prison with the massive fire that just saw eight deaths and dozens of injuries. Sounds fair. Poor woman. For not wearing a piece of cloth on her head. Absurd. To clarify, she didn't go missing. She was lured into going to an Iranian embassy under false pretenses, and it was believed she was being detained by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and that she will be transported directly to the airport and then flown to Iran. If it hasn't already happened yet. It has been announced that she will be going directly to a prison from the airport, all because she didn't wear a hijab during an event at an international rock climbing competition. Hopefully the entire world finds out about her soon. Like the Iran government gives a shit if the whole world knows. The whole world knows how the Saudi crown prince had a journalist chopped into bits and nothing happened. World wrote a strongly worded letter that Saudi Arabia owns an important football club and is helping some English people with their energy bills, so it's fine now. The Golf League, too, and Formula One. Cash is king, don't forget. It's also more important than the lives of the drivers. I want to see the article, too. Okay. Okay. So, according to the Tehran Times, she was Iran's first woman to win a medal at the International Federation of Sport Climbing World Championships in 2021, where she won bronze. For sure, when it's hot, the hijab becomes a problem. During competition, your body needs to evacuate the heat. But we have tried to create an outfit ourselves that respects the hijab and is compatible with practicing the sport of climbing, Elnaz Rakabi in a 2016 interview. The Iranian team's hotel reported that the team left on Monday morning, according to BBC Inquiries. According to ABC News, Rakabi is believed to be one of the first female athletes to compete while openly disobeying Iran's strict modesty laws. France-based European media outlet Euronews interviewed Rakabi in 2016. When asked about wearing the hijab during competitions, Rakabi told Euronews, "At the beginning, it was a little bizarre for the other athletes, who were curious about a girl wearing a scarf on her head and an outfit that covered the arms and legs whilst competing inside such a hot temperature. For sure, when it's hot, the hijab becomes a problem. During competition, your body needs to evacuate heat, yada, yada, yada. But we have tried to create an outfit for ourselves," so on and so forth. Oh, that's the end of the article? What? I'm not reading that one. Yeah, this is tough. I don't really know what to say about this because there's nothing fun about it. And yeah. Dang it, Reddit. 3 days in a row telling me something I didn't want to know about. Okay. Oh, God. Ask Reddit. What's your first move if Trump gets reelected in 2024? Let's see. Same thing we do every night, Pinky. All right. Holy shit. We actually made it to 2024? Hopefully Russia and US don't nuke all of us to death. Go to work like I do daily. Drink a beer, but to be fair, that's my first move when anyone gets elected. Make a post somewhere on the internet saying, "Not my president," and when someone criticizes me, I tell them that I'm technically right since I'm not from the US. I'll do the same, and I'll be technically right since Biden will still be president until January 20th. Next one. Let's see. So we've got a meme here. Silly putty implies the existence of serious putty. I believe that's called C4. That is some serious putty. Okay, let's see. What is this? Found in Houston, Texas. A truck with a flag and the letter Z. Okay, I don't know what that means.
It's the Russian
Oh.
special operation of Russia.
Okay. Never mind. I've just been informed that it is a special Russian thing.
It's the symbol for their special
Oh.
Russian operation into.
Okay. Oh, it's a symbol for their special operation into Ukraine is this letter Z, but in Houston, Texas. Great. Okay. The Russians are coming to Texas? see. Oh, subreddit anti-work. I work in a minimum wage grocery store. The fire exit has been blocked like this for months, and my boss threatened to fire me after he saw me taking this photo. What should I do? Post it to Reddit, of course. The easy solution is to contact your fire marshal. Fire marshals love this sort of thing. A coworker at a former job called the fire marshal's office for something similar, and they showed up that same day. That fine money pay the bills. Plus, you make their job 1,000 times easier. They already know there's a violation. You just delivered it to their feet. Low effort, high reward. Bingo. Bonus if it's a slow day. Gives them something to do. Nothing worse for a dangerous business than a fire marshal with an anonymous tip and nothing better to do. They will move shit off their calendars to get low-hanging fruit like this. I can sit in a boring-ass meeting, or I can find an idiot. Meeting it is, said no one ever. Shooting fish in a barrel is always more fun. Am fire marshal, can confirm. All right. Nobody ever thinks there's going to be a fire until there's a fire. Doesn't even need to be a fire. A colleague of mine had a bad accident in a warehouse, had dropped a TV on himself. It took the ambulance crew an hour to get him out because the fire exit was partially blocked. He got $100,000 or pound payout because of it. Okay, so maybe the best solution is to drop a TV on yourself. Instructions unclear. I set the store on fire and now I'm being hunted by the police. I think I need to flee the country. If you are surrounded, you can escape via the fire Never mind. Next one. Contact the fire inspector. Fire your boss. Contact the fire department. Let us know how this plays out. Yeah, let us know how it plays out. Be good to know. Oh, what are these things over here? I should pay more attention to this stuff. This is kind of fun. Okay, there's a whole sidebar of stuff. This is from Nurse Practitioner. I work from home at a company doing insurance claims. That sounds boring. Let's see. Oh, you know what? We should go to a subreddit that I really like. Just the regular nursing subreddit. What's going on over here? Oh, one time I was on here and there was a post. This person had posted something about it made it sound like maybe like a dog was eating something at the owner's foot. Like if there was like food or crumbs or something that's like by your foot and the dog's eating it. But what was actually happening was the dog was eating the owner's actual foot because the tissue had died from necrosis because they had like diabetic foot disease or diabetic foot ulcer. And the dog was actually eating the toes. And that post was a lot of fun to read. So let's see. Saw this, had a laugh, and the bit of the cry, haha. Me thinking about the last time we were fully staffed at work. It exists now, only in my memory, and it's a picture of the old woman from Titanic. So, at the end of the movie when she talks about everything, and she actually has the diamond and she throws it in the ocean. But anyways, that's what the picture is. Let's see. Unpopular opinion. The problem with nursing education is that it tries too hard to differentiate itself from medical education for no apparent reason other than tradition and professional advocacy. I get it. We don't want to be... Let me open this up. I get it. We don't want the public to think we're just doctors with less education. So we go and invent this whole science of nursing thing to try and argue we're nothing like doctors because we have a different education instead of an inferior one. I ask, would it really be that bad if nursing school were more like an abbreviated medical education and less like Mary Kay retreat? Less like a Mary Kay retreat. Because at the end of the day, a beta blocker is still a beta blocker regardless of if you're a doctor or a nurse. And this nurse, me, graduated nursing school and passed the NCLEX having had no idea what the hell a beta even was. And I think that's just sad. That is very sad. Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm way off base here, but to me, there's so much useless, fluff burdening nursing curricula that there is little energy left to focus on real science and medicine. Okay, my nursing school was very heavy science, like too much science. I was pissed when I got out because my job was a lot of fluff. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. But, I didn't need microbiology and organic chemistry and all these really hard science things to change linens and wipe down beds and toilet people and help people get up to walk. Like, there's so many things that we do that are difficult but important things that I didn't need all that hard science for. So I don't know where this person went to school, but my nursing school was really hard. Let's see. There's so much useless fluff burdening nursing curricula that there's little energy left to focus on real science and medicine. Dude, that's all we focused on was real science and medicine. Healthcare is evolving. Patients are sicker than ever. There are more complex therapies and more treatment options available than ever before. This is true. That exam with, because doctors specialize, but nurses don't specialize. We have to learn all of it to take that exam. Why are we wasting our time teaching students how to pleat bed sheets? Dude, I never learned that in school. I had to do that at work, though. So this is actually, your education sounds like it's preparing you more for the job than mine did, because yeah, I didn't learn how to pleat bed sheets in school, but I did a shit ton of it on the job. And trying to memorize what type of toys a 3-year-old would prefer versus a 6-year-old. Why are nursing school basic sciences separate from medical school basic sciences? Microbio for nursing and allied health, and A&P for nursing and allied health, etc. No, my microbio classes, my A&P classes, they had med school students or people that were going to go to med school or physician assistant school or other healthcare disciplines. So it might just be the school that you went to. Why do nursing programs insist on training their students only with other nurses rather than differing into experts like pharmacists, physicians, biologists, etc.? Well, my pharmacology teacher was a pharmacist, and he was a practicing pharmacist, and he was brilliant, and that was my professor for that. My anatomy and physiology professor was a physician. He was an oncologist. And my microbiology professor was an epidemiologist who graduated from Yale. I had really good teachers, and I had a combination of community college and university for my nursing degree. Yeah, okay. Perhaps not to teach the entire course, but what is the harm in getting a cardiologist to give a dumbed-down guest lecture on the heart? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because cardiologists are assholes. They're not going to waste their time lecturing a nursing student or a bunch of nursing students. Yeah. No, you don't want the cardiologist giving that lecture. You're going to want the cardiac nurse giving that lecture. Why is there such focus on advertising the brevity and ease of nursing education in general? It's not easy or what? Nothing says professional advocacy like hearing, get your nursing degree in 18 months online. Visit degreemillcollege.edu today, followed by an Arby's commercial. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to an unaccredited school, I mean, that's a big deal. You have to make sure that they're like CCNE accredited or ANCE, I can't remember. But I wouldn't do that either. That doesn't sound smart. What in God's green earth is the actual difference between the nursing model of health and the medical model, besides the crunchy granola holistic BS that nursing schools like to tout? Our colleagues that are EMT, paramedics, respiratory therapists, and PAs are trained using the medical model. Whose bright idea was it to try and separate us, and for what purpose? Okay, let's see what people said. Nursing school needs an overhaul for sure. My instructors were old school and still thought massages should be part of nursing interventions. What? Dude, maybe I should have more deeper appreciation for where I went to school. Yeah, hell no. I had one instructor flat out tell me if a patient ever tries to get you to give them a massage that you get a reassignment. OMG, my instructors get so pissy when I say I'm not a masseuse. However, I did lovingly rub some cream on my hospice patient's back because he deserved all the things. LOL, I will not, under any circumstances, massage a patient that asks for it, but I will 1000% don some gloves and smother my dry old patient's lotion, especially my elderly black patients who have been prepped for surgery with harsh CHG soap. When it's safe to put lotion on them again, I will lather them from armpit to fingertip and from thigh to toes. OMG, you're the patron saint of ashy knees. God bless your heart. Now, if only the hospitals would start stocking leave-in conditioner and tiny spray bottle. You should put that in the suggestion box every time. There are suggestion boxes? Oh my God. Let's see. Right when I was hospitalized for my first C-section, my nurse washed my back, and after a long, exhausting, and nauseous day, and it was heavenly. I'll never forget it. Beyond that, no. I would rub your feet and scrub between your toes if it made your day better, but also I want the choice to do it if I'm inclined. Dude. 80% of nursing school is useless garbage. I agree with that because I felt like my nursing school was way too hard for the job that I do. Let's see. And it's a fucking perfect world lie. Does not prepare us for the dumpster fire it really is. Yes. RN in Canada. What really bothered me is they really don't teach you how to cope with making mistakes or bad patient outcomes. They also don't teach you what to do once you inevitably become burned out. They only teach punishment and what to do in the perfect circumstances. They don't teach what to do when you have 8 patients screaming at you and admin constantly harassing you for not discharging and admitting people at lightning speed. They don't tell you about the fallout when patient gets forgotten about for a whole shift because in the chaos, the previous charge didn't assign them and the offgoing nurse forgot to give report. How to change an ostomy when you have no supplies. How do you change an ostomy when you have no supplies? You have to go get supplies. You have to go to another unit and steal it. How to cope with the feeling you didn't do enough for your patient who passed away because you were so distracted with other BS the whole shift and couldn't get the time to properly escalate the situation before it became emergent. How to advocate for yourself when you are injured or sick and admin refuses to accommodate you. They make you afraid and say it's your license on the line about things that no new grad could possibly know or manage competently. They hold you under this mantra of patient safety as our highest priority without any regard for our ability to provide a safe environment. Nursing school is just a hazing ritual to get you used to a toxic and unhealthy work environment where you never get to put yourself first. And that is why I am now a per diem nurse in outpatient orthopedic surgery. Let's see. I was just talking to a pre-med student about this yesterday. Like, who the fuck gives 2 shits about a nursing care plan? I'm fully capable of keeping my patients alive without that, thanks. Yeah, nursing care plans, I mean, I click a couple boxes and close it all out. Nobody pays attention to that. Let's go to something more fun. Reddit nursing should have something a little more hilarious. I'm not going to do that one. Oh, no. Stop it. All right. I shouldn't be laughing, but I can't help it. Patient had an IV put in the wrong direction, and no one noticed till the patient got to the recovery room after surgery. You can't make this stuff up. I know we all make mistakes. But come on, guys, LOL. This patient went through surgery, so at least the anesthesiologist, CRNA, and OR nurses overlooked the IV going the wrong way. Patient came to recovery room, and thankfully the nurse actually assessed the IV site and caught it. Never thought I'd see it. Just thought it was crazy that no one noticed for hours till after the surgery was done. How'd they even put this person to sleep? Was it all gas and no IV? Okay, out of curiosity, I googled retrograde versus antegrade IV placement, and it seems that studies show retrograde IVs are perfectly fine, will function just as an antegrade IV, and take longer to clot off. It also reduces the likelihood of fluids leaking out. I only looked a couple of studies, so YMMV, but apparently it's not a bad thing at all. When you put a scalp IV in babies, there isn't a wrong direction. Same with boob IV in adults, but I still always aim toward the heart proximal just because it looks weird, lol. New nurse here, boob IV? LOL, you know the mammary veins in the shoulder boob area that are especially noticeable on larger women? I once had the sweetest little old lady, after 2 liters pressure bagged in her boob IV, it started to go sub-Q. And this sweet sassy gal was like, let it go, sweetie. Herb always wanted me to get implants. Aw, LMAO, what a honey. It was like 15 years ago. I still remember her. And triage was asking her ROS quick. And palpitations, she winks and is like, just when this guy comes around, her hubby, Herb. Oh, ROS is review of systems. Sorry. Let's see. I've seen sub-Q given a few times for people who are super behind on fluids. I've seen sub-Q given a few times for people who are super behind on fluids with no access, who don't need central lines. It's always the army docs. Also veterinarians have had some dogs with chronic issues and they will bolus them behind the shoulders. Quasimodo look ass when they are done. Huh. That's weird. I've never done that. So like giving fluids like into the tissue instead of into the vein. I always thought that was bad. Let's see. Please stop taking acetaminophen to OD. If successful, it's not a peaceful death. It's horrible. This is true. I actually took care of someone like this when I was working in the cardiac ICU. They had taken a bunch of Tylenol to attempt suicide, and it is a horrible, just long process. It's not a quick, painless death, and the liver failure part is again, really painful. I attempted suicide with acetaminophen when I was 13. I realized I didn't want to die while they were explaining to me that although I was stable, they weren't sure they could save my liver. I'm so sorry I did that to myself, and I can't express how much I wish no one else would. If you are considering self-harm, please seek help. There are people who can help you. And don't forget innocent aspirin. The times I've heard someone say they just took aspirin and then we find out they were taking 4 every 4 hours until blood started coming out of every orifice. But it was black, so they didn't know it was blood until they fainted with a hemoglobin in the single digits and came in via EMS. It's only aspirin. Closing this post. Let's see. Based on how my day is going. The flight risk for 99.9% of the day. The flight risk for the 0.3 seconds you look away. Sincere question for new nurses that want to quit. All right, let's see. I hope this question does not come off as judgmental. I believe everyone has a right to feel how they feel and change their minds. But I've noticed a frequent type of post on this sub are from new nurses who have worked in their current role for less than a month or two, sometimes just a couple weeks, talking about how they are going to quit and leave the profession. My sincere question is, how does this happen? How does someone go to school for 2 to 4 plus years, attend clinicals, put in all the hard work studying, pass the NCLEX, and then nope out after a couple weeks on the job? I get that healthcare system is severely broken in many places. Maybe students underestimate how bad it will be, but why do some students not realize nursing is not for them? During nursing school? Or maybe the nurses making these posts are feeling overwhelmed and will end up staying after more of an adjustment period. I'm trying to better understand this. Yeah, I want to say that when I was in school, the statistic is something like 50% of new grads quit their first year on the job. And then of that 50%, 30% will go back and try again. And the other 20% just never set foot back in there. And I definitely wanted to quit. I wanted to quit all the time. I still want to quit. I've been a nurse for 7 years and I'm still looking for an out. I'm begging my boyfriend to make me an office manager or a secretary. I'd rather be a secretary some days. But yeah, I don't know. I think that the job is sincerely like very, very difficult. And I think that nurses, it's not just being underpaid, but definitely underappreciated. One thing that would help is maybe a sauna. That's one of the other perks of my boyfriend's job. He has a sauna, a steam room, and a hot tub all on his like work location. If I could go to work and then go to the sauna on in my building somewhere like after work, that would tremendously improve my job satisfaction. So, yeah, we just are not really taken care of or appreciated, or even, just like some free snacks. Actually, it would be really nice to have a cocktail in the middle of the day. Do you know how much better of a nurse I'd be if I could have a drink at work? Okay, let's see. All right. Friends said that I don't deserve a raise because of such little schooling nursing requires. All right, your friend should go fuck herself. I'm not even going to read this, but fuck your friend. Don't be friends with that person anymore. Wait, okay, what does your friend do that's so fucking important? Let's see. I'm a new grad and working as a tutor while I find a nursing job. I've been working as a science tutor for 4 years, and since I just passed the NCLEX, I'm tutoring nursing as well. My friend just got her master's in English and got a raise. Dude, fuck your friend's master's in English. I have a master's in English. And we both tutor at the same college. My friend got a substantial raise. I am making $1 above minimum. My friend said that she worked her butt off and deserved a raise way more than me. She also said that since I only have an ADN and an RN license, that I don't deserve a raise. To make things clear, I totally get that she had her own struggles to deal with, and I never mentioned that she shouldn't get a raise. I am all for her getting one. When I found out she got a raise, I was happy for her, and I have never been the envious type. In fact, I'm the one that suggested she talk to our supervisor to get the raise because her degree had posted. Nursing school is no joke, and for her to minimize my accomplishments hurt. Yeah, your friend's a jerk. I mean, my English degree was way easier than my nursing degree. You want to know how easy my English degree was? I was gone half the time. I left. I wasn't even in class. I would leave. I could leave and read the books and email my English professors my essays, and did really well when I got that degree. Nursing school, on the other hand, there's no way I could have. Well, I guess maybe I could have, but it was still way harder than my English degree. So your friend is being quite mean to you. And yeah. Okay. Let's see. Rant about RN family members. I don't want to read that one. Let's see. I'm very drunk and realizing I'm being told I'm inadequate for not completing a superhuman amount of work. Yep, okay. Let's go back to the regular Reddit. Let's go back to the main page. What else can we find? Keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. That looks depressing. I don't know what Elden Ring is, but I think it's a video game. Okay, my son dressed up like Radon and won a costume contest. My husband made his costume based off the character armor set, slightly different from the boss armor. Well, that's cute. Adorable. He's a tiny little warlord. Okay. Let's see. Oddly satisfying. How my nails perfectly match the cherry in my old fashioned tonight. Ah, very nice. That's a very dark cherry. And I do like your nails. That looks good. Okay. Lauren Boebert calls trans kids butchered children, while new poll shows her losing the midterm. And she's in Colorado. I think there's a lot of people that are very friendly to the LGBTQ community in Colorado, I think, maybe. At least like in Colorado Springs and Denver. Okay. Ask men, what do you actually think about women who think they are witches? The witches against the patriarchy. Let's see. What do you actually think about women who think they are witches? Does she float? Only if she weighs the same as a duck. Who are you, who are so wise in the ways of science? I am Arthur, king of the Britons. Well, I didn't vote for you. You don't vote for kings. Let's go to the next one. All right. Way kinkier than the cat girls I knew in high school. I feel like most witchy girls are also cat girls. I'll know for sure if one purrs at me. But I have a witchy cat girlfriend. Sir, pull up your pants and step away from the cat. All right. It really depends on the individual, like any religion or spiritual belief. There are some who are genuinely good, well-meaning people. Then, on the other hand, you got the fucking maniacs. Every individual is responsible for his or her own spirituality, or lack thereof. It's extremely personal. As such, I don't really care. Just keep the crazy away from me. Gosh, that was such a... Shut up, nerd. All right. Still not as bad as my ex who thought she had to drink blood to survive. Human blood as well. Where'd you get the blood from? Fine thing to mention after the first date. Crazy twat. Wait, you refer to her as your ex. How did that happen? You got together during the first date, or did you just decide that drinking human blood was not a red flag? Love when the question you have has already been asked by somebody. Thank you for your service. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel bad when the guy goes, my ex. Like, clearly you were into it long enough to endure that. Let's see. I feel like this deserves its own Reddit post. I feel like this deserves its own therapy session. My ex. So you found out after the first date and proceeded to make her your girlfriend? Okay, let's see. A lot of them are into some kinky stuff and can be fun. I can't take them seriously, though. I met a girl from Tinder who thought she was a witch. Wait, do these girls actually think they're witches, or do they just say it as like a, you know, to empower themselves? Like, I don't know. Like, they don't actually think they're witches. Or do they? Wait, help. Are there girls that actually think they're... Fuck! No! All right, so I looked at my partner asking him for help with pleading eyes, and he smiled and nodded. Have you ever dated a girl that thought she was a witch? Wait, me? I do not. I do not think I'm a witch. I mean, sometimes I control the weather. But that's legitimate. There's been 2 very large storms just because of me and my emotions. Okay, never mind. Next one. I'm Catholic, so I'm going to paraphrase from the Pope from 1080. Leave them the fuck alone and let them enjoy life. All right, next one. Or next Reddit post. My 73-year-old landlady just asked why I have a 5'4" hat in the basement. I don't know how to explain this. It's just a girl with a really, really, really tall top hat. I guess that's funny. It's not funny. Okay. This is why people say that girls aren't funny. But sometimes girls are funny. She wants to speak to manager of legal action. All right. The children at my son's elementary school have started referring to me as Karen. Okay. And mocking my chic hairstyle. Is there anything I can do in the way of legal action to prevent this? I'm deeply offended. Oh, no. Well, posting a question about suing 8-year-olds is probably the wrong way to beat the stereotype. Oh, my dear. This is fake, right? Someone photoshopped this together. This isn't real. The children at my son's elementary school have started referring to me as a Karen and mocking my chic hairstyle. This is fake. There's just no way. You know she's on her HOA condo board too. I never understood HOAs. It doesn't sound fun to have someone tell me how to manage my lawn and my garbage bins and not do anything. And anyways, going on. So obviously not real. See, that's what I said. Yeah, that was my exact thought too, LOL. But it did give me a little chuckle. See, I want to believe that, but then again, I have seen a Karen scream at a 10-year-old about how she'll sue him for skating past her house because she knows where his insert racist term ass lives because she has a camera. Eek. You guys don't know a troll when you see it. I mean, this is the most trolly troll question ever. All right, let's see. Next one. Another anti-work. Everyone is motivated by something different. For some folks, it's money. For others, it's a paycheck. Some people are even motivated by cash hitting their bank account. Others do it for the love of getting paid. I like it. My mother in Monrovia, Liberia, 1978. And it's a picture of a very beautiful woman in a dress, smiling. She looks happy. All right. Oh, yes. This is going to be our last Reddit of the evening. This is from Reddit Made Me Smile. And it's a video of a 1-year-old on their birthday eating cake for the first time. They've buried their hands and their face. There's frosting up their nose. Let's play it again with sound. Play. Oh. His little face is turning red. Oh no, he can't breathe. Oh. We're going to do some of the comments. That is so sweet. Oh, someone says, mine poked it with a finger and then started crying. Mine too. What's that about? Some kids just don't like their hands being gunky. Same. Mine stuck his finger out to me like, woman, clean this now. I'm doing this for my 40th and no one can stop me. I turn 50 next month and I'm doing this, but with bourbon. Oh, goodness. Attaboy. Send me an invite. It still feels weird to me that there are 50 and 60-year-olds who use Reddit. Dude, fuck you. What an asshole comment. It still feels weird to me that there are 50 and 60-plus-year-olds who use Reddit. And 70s. It's kind of cool, to be honest. Well, yeah, of course it is. Let's see. Actually, it's also impressive because my mom can barely use the Maps app on her phone, so good for you guys. Let's see. Next one. So it's cute when a kid does it, but I get yelled at. Because no one wants to clean out your nose. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can clean myself up, but that made me laugh. Was I the only one who got anxiety owing it? Was I the only one who got anxiety owing to all the cream in the nose? It was a relief when they cleaned it out. I had exactly the same thought, especially when the kid snorted out the icing chunk. Was so happy when Mom cleaned his nose out. Took the whole I ate so much I couldn't breathe to the next level. Boy literally couldn't breathe. For me, this whole video was very anxiety inducing. What happened to you? Yeah, I completely understand why people find it cute and funny, and I don't want that guy. I want to be that guy. But me personally, when I saw the baby's eyes, it was very red, and I don't know if it's just the lighting, but I know the feeling when your eyes are irritated. So right off the bat, it was unsettling. Well, yeah, I noticed that too, but he's not gonna die from this. And also, my mother always told me to never feed infants lots of sugar because they don't need that much at that age. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that baby's diet is like on a daily basis, but hopefully they don't eat like that every day. Okay, let's go. Isn't isn't this is what parents secretly hope their kid does with the first birthday cake? They get one shot. Go all in, go big. This kid is perfection. For my first birthday, my mom apparently had to smear cake onto my face herself. Ugh. I wouldn't smear cake on my kid's face. Doesn't sound nice. It sounds mean. And now I have diabetes. Okay. Yeah, if they eat like that every day, but hopefully that was just that one day. This baby is high as fuck. He's living his best life. One only turns 2 once, and 3 once also, and 4 and 5 and 6 and so on. All right. I enjoyed the baby eating the cake. That definitely was satisfying. Oh, and now I want some cake. I also want to put my face in some cake. Oh, buddy. Help. All right. Thanks for listening today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.